Welcome to UPSC Vinoth. So today we are going to continue with Judiciary Part 2. So first thing, contempt of court in India. So why it is in the news? Supreme Court agreed to hear the plea on derogatory remark by BJP MP against the court and CJI Sanjeev Khanna. See, this is a person made a derogatory remark against the court and CJI. So this comes under contempt of court. Now, what is contempt of court? Contempt of court refers to action that disrespects the authority. Disrespect. Disrespect the authority. Authority or dignity of the court. Dignity of the court. Disrespect the authority or dignity of the court. So, court. So, it is categorized into two things. One is civil contempt, another one is criminal contempt. Okay, civil contempt. Willfully disobeying any judgment, order, writ, degree, etc. or breach of an undertaking. Breach of an undertaking. See, civil contempt is willfully you are disobeying any judgment, degree, directions or order or writ or other proceedings of the court. So you are willfully disobeying this court. It is called as civil contempt. Criminal contempt. What is meant by criminal contempt? Scandalizing or lowering the court order, prejudice or interfering with the judicial procedure, obstructing the administration of justice or any other manner is termed as criminal contempt. Now, this contempt of court is mentioned at where? So first it comes under Contempt of Court Act 1971 that defines this provision defines this act defines civil and criminal contempt. Civil and criminal contempt. Now let us discuss what are all the constitutional provision with respect to the contempt of court. See, Article 129, Article 215, Article 129, Article 215 talks about Article 129 talks about declares Supreme Court as a court of record and power to punish for its contempt, punish for its own contempt. So now Supreme Court Article 129 says Supreme Court has power to punish its own contempt, punish its own contempt. And now let us talk about Article 215. High Court have the same power and also for same power and also power to punish for its own contempt. High Court also power to punish for its own contempt. Now, Article 142, Clause 2, Supreme Court empowers to investigate and punish for its contempt. Supreme Court empowers. See the word empowers. So then, Contempt of Court Act defines civil contempt and criminal contempt. What is the punishment? What is the punishment for this? It is punishable imprisonment up to 6 months, fine up to 2,000 or both. So again, the court may discharge the accused or remit the punishment if an apology is made to its satisfaction. To its satisfaction. Okay, now let us discuss. See, it is one of the very important topic. UPSC has repeated the exact statement multiple times. See, in 2013, consider the following statement. The Supreme Court of India has power to punish for its contempt. Yes, statement 1 is correct. Supreme Court has power to punish for its contempt. Yes, you know that it is correct. Next, the High Court of India have its power to punish for their contempt. Yes, it is Article 129, it is Article 215. It talks about Article 129, it is Article 215. It is Article 215. So both 1 and 2 are correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct. In 2017, see 2017, with reference to Indian judiciary, consider the following statement. The Supreme Court of India is a court of record. Yes, it has a power to punish for its contempt. Yes, see, repeating of the statement 2013, 2017. The statement as same statement as repeated. Same statement as repeated. And now, with reference to Indian judiciary, any law passed by the parliament can be declared as unconstitutional by Supreme Court. Yes, any law can be passed by the parliament can be declared as unconstitutional by Supreme Court. Yes, it is correct. The Supreme Court of India has a power to punish for its contempt itself. Yes, it is correct. See, the same statement has been repeated third time. Now let us come to the expected questions with reference to about topic. See, only Supreme Court has a power to punish for its contempt. No, High Court also has. Then one is gone. Now, contempt of court is defined in the Constitution. Nowhere it is defined in the Constitution. Both civil and criminal contempt are recognized in statutory law. Under statutory law, Contempt of Court Act. Yes, statement 3 is correct. Now, with reference to contempt of court, consider the following statement. The Constitution of India defines the contempt and defines civil contempt and criminal contempt. See, Contempt of Court Act 1971 defines civil and criminal contempt. The Supreme Court and High Court derives their power to punish for contempt directly from the Constitution. Yes, directly from the Constitution. Article 129, Article 215, Article 129, Article 215, Article 142, Class 2. Article 142, Class 2 talks about the Supreme Court and High Court to punish the contempt of the court. Criminal contempt of the court includes any act scandalizing or lowering the authority of the court. Yes, any act scandalizing the lowering the authority of the court. A person cannot be punished for contempt of court if they offer unconditional apology. See, no, they should ask apology, but court should satisfy its apology. So statement 4 is wrong. So how many of the only two are correct? Only two are correct. Okay. Now permanent Lok Adalat. See, permanent Lok Adalat is not functioning in Rajasthan. 16 district High Court takes cognizance. See, permanent Lok Adalat is not at all functioning. So now the High Court comes into Lok Adalat are the places where the cases are held, and there is a issue. Now it is the Lok Adalat is not functioning. So permanent Lok Adalat, which resolves a dispute through compromise and mediation. What is permanent Lok Adalat does? It resolves the dispute through compromise and mediation have stopped functioning in 16 districts of Rajasthan. This is the news. So High Court came into the scene. So now Lok Adalat, what is Lok Adalat? Lok Adalat is one of the alternative dispute resolution. So see, alternative dispute resolution mechanism. It is forum where dispute cases pending in the court law at pre-litigation stage. See, here the keyword is forum of our dispute case pending in the court or pre-litigation stage. Even pre-litigation stage also they can take into the case. So for settlement and compromise, fulfilling the preamble promise, securing justice, social, economical, and political for every citizen are stated in preamble in the Indian Constitution. Statutory status, Legal Service Authority Act. Yes, Lok Adalat has got statutory status. Under the Legal Service Authority Act, Lok Adalat have been given statutory status. So it is statutory body. And if you see, so let us discuss the constitutional bias basis. So Article 39A of the Constitution provides free legal aid to deprived and weaker section, promoting justice. See, everyone knows that Article 39A provides free legal aid to deprived and weaker section, promoting justice. Article 14 compels the state to guarantee equality before law. And finally, the important thing regarding this Lok Adalat is no provision for appeal against the Lok Adalat verdict. But the parties can initiate litigation by filing new case in an appropriate court, exercising the right to litigate following. So you see, once Lok Adalat verdict is given, you cannot appeal on the higher court by saying I am not satisfactory in the judgment or else verdict. You can appeal the court by saying that I have a doubt in the procedure, the way that the justice has been given. The procedure is I'm questioning the procedure. So you can't challenge the verdict, but you can go to the higher court by marking the procedural. There is a procedural flaws. Okay, so let us discuss the question with respect to Lok Adalat. See, 2013 there is a question with reference to Lok Adalat. Consider the following statement: an award made by Lok Adalat deemed to be degree of civil court. Yes, see the keyword degree of the civil court. It seems to be the judgment of the civil court, order of the civil court. Yes, an award made by the Lok Adalat is final and binding on the parties of dispute. Yes, no appeal lie against the order of Lok Adalat. See, yes, no appeal against the order or else verdict of Lok Adalat. Yes, all three are correct. See, it has in 2013. Now see, 2015 indirect question. Which of the following features is alternative dispute resolution? See, less expensive, less time consuming. Formal procedure, no, it is not a formal procedure. So 1 and 2 are correct. So see how the questions are getting repeated. So it is expected question. Consider the following statement regarding Lok Adalat. Lok Adalat can decide the cases without the consent of the parties. No, no way you should decide with the award of enforceable as degree of civil court. Yes, as we said, degree of the civil court. Appeals can be filed against the decision. No, no, you can't file the appeals against the decision. So, two only correct. Next, appointment of ad hoc judges to High Court. See, see, due to lot of pending cases. See, we are coming to the next current affairs. Though I'm going fast, so you can repeat. You can go again or slow down the speed by in the YouTube. Okay. See, due to the day to day, the litigation has been increasing as like exponential. So the ad hoc judges has been uh, handling the cases. So now now due to the more demand, Supreme Court relaxes the condition for the appointment of ad hoc judges. Supreme Court relaxes relaxes the condition for ad hoc judges. Okay. So a special bench of Supreme Court headed by CJI Sanjeev Khanna relaxed the requirement of appointing the ad hoc judges to the state high court. Okay. Okay. So old condition, vacancies crossed 20% of sanctioned strength. New condition, number of ad hoc judges must not exceed 10% of the sanctioned judicial strength. See, this is not. See, yes, it may be needed. So, number of ad hoc judges must not exceed 10% of sanctioned 10% of sanctioned judges strength of High Court. That means 2 of 5 ad hoc judges as per High Court. That means if the 5 judges are there, if the 5 judges means required, 2 can be ad hoc judges, not 5. You can be 2. There can be 2. Constitutional provisions. It is very much important. Article 224A. 224A empowers the Chief Justice of High Court with the previous consent of President with the President consent. That means Article 224A says that it empowers the CJI of High Court with the prerequisite consent of President to request a retired High Court judge sit and act as a judge of High Court. It's a retired High Court judge. Retired High Court judge is a keyword. Article 244A suggests that Chief Justice of particular High Court can appoint ad hoc judges with the previous consent of president and to sit and act as a judge of High Court. He must be retired High Court judge. This provision is to reduce the workload of the case pendencies. Article 127, Article 128. What does Article 1? Chief Justice of India with the President consent can request the qualified retired judges to sit in High Court. This is High Court, this is Supreme Court. Okay. So see let us discuss about the appointment procedure. Chief Justice, first, appointment procedure number 1. Chief Justice recommendation. The Chief Justice of High Court identifies the need and select the retired judges. See, Chief Justice recommendation. The Chief Justice of High Court identifies need and selected retired judge. Then, so he had selected the retired judges. Communication with the state government. So now the Chief Justice informs the Chief Minister of the state about the recommendation of this list, talks about the list. Now state government comes into here. State government, after consulting with governor, forward the recommendation to Union Law Minister. Now here Union Law Minister comes. First, High Court Chief Justice identifies the judges list and he communicates with the state government. Then state government communicates with, after consulting with governor, forward the list to Union Law Minister, and then Union Law Minister consultations with Chief Justice of India on his recommendation. Finally, President's approval. It goes for president's approval. President's approval, you know that president's approval is based on prime minister's advice. Prime minister's advice. So president after the official notification has been released, with the upon the president approval. See, this is the appointment procedure. So ad hoc judges in Supreme Court. Article 127, Chief Justice of India. Uh, Ad hoc judges as retired judge, see, same procedure. Retired judges as appointed as ad hoc judges to reduce the pendency of the case. Article 128 talks about Chief Justice of India. Chief Justice of India, with previous consent of the President, requires the requesters are retired judges of Supreme Court or High Court who is duly qualified to be sit and act as a judge. See, it is very simple. Article 128, Article 127, Article 244A, Article 240, all these talks about High Court and Supreme Court appointment of ad hoc judges. Okay, let us discuss the PYQs. The Chief Justice of India can appoint. The Chief Justice of India can appoint sitting judges. No, you know where it's mentioned, sitting judge. Know where it. Okay, 1 minute. The Chief Justice of India can appoint a sitting judge of High Court as a ad hoc judge of Supreme Court. Yes, sitting judge of High Court can appoint as. So, sitting judge of High Court as a ad hoc judge of Supreme Court with the prior consent of President. Yes. Yes, this is one of the important keyword. Sitting judge of High Court as an ad hoc judge of Supreme Court. Yes, he can do. A retired judge of Supreme Court shall be back to sit and act as a judge of Supreme Court by the Chief Justice of India. Yes. Yes. So 1 and 2 are correct. Both 1 and 2 are correct. Now let us have a module questions. With the reference to appointment of ad hoc judges, Indian judiciary consider the following statement. See, consider the following statement. The Chief Justice of High Court can appoint a retired ad hoc judges only if judicial vacancies exceed 20% of sanctioned strength. See, yes, sorry. This is for High Court. For High Court, read it carefully. The Chief Justice of High Court can appoint the retired judges or ad hoc judges only if judicial vacancies exceed 20% more the sanctioned strength. See, this 20%, 20% is not mandatory for High Court. It is for Supreme Court. That under Article 224A, the previous consent of President of India is mandatory for the appointment of ad hoc judges of High Court. Yes, previous consent of President is required. The total number of ad hoc judges in High Court cannot exceed 10%. Just now I told you it cannot exceed 10%. Here they mentioned 20%. So 2 and 3 are correct. Ad hoc judges can be appointed as Supreme Court by the Chief Justice of India under Article 127 to address the lack of quorum. Yes. So only three. Okay. So another question with reference to appointment of ad hoc judges. The Chief Justice of High Court can appoint retired judge as a ad hoc judge only if judicial vacancies exceed 20%. You know that. Yes, this statement 1 is incorrect. It is 10%. Okay, the same question I think under 224 Article A. Yes, same question. Let us skip this question. Okay. See 2014 there was a question, so I made a question. Okay. So let us discuss the rest part of judiciary in next video. Thank you.